I look back and try and think of the moment that I knew Sarah was the one, and I thought that moment, there was never like a moment. But then when I think about it, there was a moment, and it was the moment that I realized we weren't trying to like impress each other anymore. We were so comfortable that we were gonna like each other no matter if the other one did something extremely gross and weird. That was the moment that I think I realized.
That pretty much describes it really well. Like, I've heard from some girls that they haven't taken their makeup off in front of their significant other until they're married.
Right.
And I was like, wait till you hear what I did before we were married.
Sarah's family had a photography business that they had had forever, since you were a child.
Before I was born.
So when I came into the picture, they needed somebody to take portraits at this conference. So a big event. So I'd never done anything like that before, but they invited me to come and be paid to do that. And so I said, of course, and I get to be with Sarah, which is definitely a plus. So we flew to
Reno.
Reno, that's where we were, Reno. This was also the trip that I kind of got to know your family more, your mom and dad, and we all basically stayed in the same room to save money, but I just slept on an air mattress in the corner. And let me tell you, that was not comfortable. See, what I should have done, Sarah, was bought a Helix mattress, had it shipped to the hotel for free, by the way. And then because it ships in that compressed plastic, I could have just taken it into the room without anybody knowing, decompressed it, opened it up, and then voila, I'm sleeping on the most incredible mattress of all time, on the floor. Look, I'm not even joking. I mean, I am joking about that, but I'm serious when I say that it really is the greatest mattress in the world. It is amazing. And it's no secret how we and so many of you are so satisfied with this premium mattress in a box company. Helix has this genius sleep quiz that matches your body type and sleep preferences to the perfect mattress for you.
And they'll find you the perfect mattress even if you and your partner have different sleep preferences.
We were matched with the Helix Sunset Luxe mattress, even though we're both very different in preferences, and it's a dream. If you're a little nervous like I was about buying something that you haven't tried online, don't worry, because there's a 100-night sleep trial where if you're not 100% in love with the mattress, they'll take it back full refund. So you get over 3 months to make sure that you absolutely love your mattress.
We're also planning on getting a Helix mattress for our downstairs bedroom
when that one is done. Whenever we finish it. Sarah, in particular, has also been blown away by their weighted blanket. I say Sarah because I don't get to use it very often, because she's basically using it as a mini gym, carrying it from room to room, like constantly.
I sleep with it every night.
And because Sarah hogs that, I am thinking about trying their ultra cool pad, because I get a little hot when I sleep at night. That's just my thing. Honestly, I just want to try all of their products. So far, we've tried the plush topper, the weighted blanket, the dream pillows, and of course, the wonderful mattress.
We love our Helix, and we think you will too.
If you're looking for a new bed, check out Helix. You can click the link below or go to helixsleep.com/Jordan Taylor to get up to $200 off your mattress and 2 free dream pillows. When you support our sponsor Helix, you are directly supporting us and allowing us to do what we love for a living. Don't forget, helixsleep.com/Jordan Taylor. Let's get back to the story.
And we had a really good time. We went to Lake Tahoe, and we did have some time to do some sightseeing, but then I realized that the Sequoias, the park where the Sequoia trees grow, was like 3 hours away. And I was like, it's not real close, but it's closer than we're gonna be at home. It might be the closest we ever are. And so I said, let's rent a car and let's go.
I wasn't really that excited to go at first, because the concept of driving 3 hours away after we had just gotten off a plane didn't really seem that exciting.
And in a rental car, that's the first time we'd ever rented a car.
Yeah, it was like, okay, there's just so many new experiences, and it was just gonna be a day trip, so just driving and then driving back 6 hours in one day, and that just didn't really seem that fun to me. But I was like, you know what? I want to see these trees. I've always wanted to see them, so let's just do it.
So I made the arrangements. I rented the car, and this trip that we would go on for photography, it was very full. And so to do any sightseeing, you really had to pack it in the nooks and crannies. So we were working that morning, and basically to be able to make it there on time, we had to, as soon as we could get off work, we had to jump in the car and start driving so that we could get back that evening. So I just didn't really think about what we were packing in the car. I just kind of like grabbed the necessities and we jumped in. We didn't think about food or anything like that. We just started driving. Not the best start to the trip, we found out.
You don't really think about the logistics of everything when you only are going to be gone for a few hours, even if that involves a lot of driving, a lot of hiking, just a lot of mental strain, and you're not really thinking about anything else other than just like being in the moment. So I
wasn't really paying attention.
Not paying too much attention. So we got to the park. It was a dream come true. The trees were like just incredibly massive. It was everything that I had hoped for and more. It did not disappoint. And we walked around for several miles. I mean, many miles.
Yeah. Good amount of time at like each tree.
Yeah.
And
taking pictures.
It was really, really amazing. But then I started feeling a little bit weird. And I was telling Jordan, I just feel really weird. I think I might be thirsty because I'm thinking back and I was like, I don't really drink that much today. And so I was like, it's fine. I'll just get some water at the water fountain that was in the parking lot when we
had seen it.
got here. Well, we get to the end of the trail and there's the water fountain and I go to get some water and it's broken. We looked all over the park and there was no water anywhere and the visitor center was closed. So I was like, you know what? It's fine. We'll just stop on the way back and get some water and we'll be fine. But at this point, I was feeling like really weird. I was like, I feel like my body's numb. But it's fine. It's probably fine. It's probably all in my head.
So we got into the car and we had brought one water bottle and I was like, here, well, you just have this bottle. And then as Sarah was like taking a drink, it was empty. And she was like, where'd the water go? And I was like, oh, I drank every last drop of that on the drive. Sorry. So I was totally fine. I mean, I'm doing great. She's
declining
very rapidly.
And the thing about this park is the drive, there's nothing in between. Like very, very little. It's like windy on the side of a mountain. There is one gas station that was closed. So I was like, you know what? It's fine. Well, when we were driving back, we got to like the windy road on the mountain. I started getting really car sick. Really car sick to the point where I was like, this is weird, because I do tend to get motion sickness, but this was beyond anything that I had ever experienced before in motion sickness. So I started thinking and I was like, am I like actually sick? Like what's wrong with me? Because I literally felt like I was going to die. I was like, I tried to play it off more cool, but I really felt very ill.
And in particular, like back then, Sarah's already hard to read when it comes to like how she's feeling, but like with sickness and stuff, like she downplays things a lot. So particularly back then when we were just dating, it was to another extreme where it was like, oh yeah, I'm fine. I just don't know what's wrong with me, but I'm doing okay.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, it's
Well, it finally got to the point that I was just like, Jordan, I'm really sick. Like I'm in a lot of pain and we need to get back. And he was like, I don't know. And I think just because I do like, I'm not very, it probably wasn't as stern as in my head I was. And he was like, wow, Sarah, look at this star. Let's stop. So we pull over and I was like, I didn't want him to miss the opportunity because the stars really were some of the most amazing I'd ever seen. We're on a mountainside and it's
you're
getting
in the
dark.
middle of nowhere. There's no lights anywhere. So I'm like, all right, let's pull off. So I pull off. Sarah just doesn't even get out. She's sitting in the car with the windows down.
But I was like, I can't move.
I get out of the car. I look up, immediately see a shooting star, like just plain as day.
He's like having the time. He's
wow,
like, Sarah, look at these stars. And I'm like, we have to go. We have to go.
So I hop in the car again. We speed off. So I look over at Sarah and realize, oh, this actually kind of seems like a serious situation. Like, like the atmosphere and just kind of changes and you're like, oh, okay. So I just start going down this mountain. Like, as safely fast as I can to get to something, thinking, oh, we need some kind of water or nourishment, food maybe. Maybe that's what it is.
Because I did tell him, I was like, I'm so car sick. This is the worst it's ever been. Sometimes if I eat something we haven't eaten in a while, sometimes if I stop and eat something, maybe it'll like help. So we stopped at an In-N-Out burger. I took one bite of a French fry, and that is when I knew, nope. No.
I'm sitting there like gobbling down this burger. Man, this is so great. I'm like, Sarah's doing great now.
So I go out to the car and lay down while Jordan finishes eating.
Where was I? Was I outside?
You were inside the restaurant eating.
I don't remember that at all. That does not sound like something I would do.
No, it doesn't sound. I
All right, you go in the car. All right.
I forgot that's what happened. That. Okay, yeah. So first you see the stars. So anyway, Jordan's feeling better. I'm feeling worse. I'm still just trying to sip on water. And we get in the car and we're on.
Let me tell you. This is probably in defense of myself. This is how Sarah operates. I'm gonna try and throw the blame on her. No, but Sarah acts so nonchalant about everything that when she's like acting like something is serious, she still acts like it's nonchalant. So she's like, Jordan, you stay in here, you eat, and I'm just gonna go sit in the car for just a minute, okay?
100%.
It's no big deal. You just stay in here. Like, are you sure?
I'm gonna go lay down.
I'm trying to make myself feel better about myself. As our relationship has gone on and on and on, I know what all this stuff means. Anytime Sarah begins to act like something is nonchalant, now I'm like, all right, no, this is a big deal, right?
Then we get in the car and we finally get like on a highway, and so there's no like pulling off or anything like that. And
there's like a 6-lane.
Yeah, there was no way to get over. So anyway, suddenly I was just like, oh gosh. And so I didn't even think I said roll the window down. Like, it's like we just worked as a team and we just knew what was gonna happen. So I was just like covered my mouth, and then he was like roll the window down, and I just went out the window and just let it fly everywhere. Just the cars around us must have been horrified.
It was a rental car. So
that's partly what I was thinking, is I was like, I cannot throw up in this car. It's a rental. So it's gotta go outside the car. But because it's a rental, it was so clean. There was nothing in there. There was no left trash bags or something. So I was just like, look, there's only one option here. And I don't even think that we spoke. I really don't. Well, I know I didn't, because I was like covering my face trying to not let that happen. And you just rolled the window down, and out the window I went for a while. It was probably for a couple miles. You
did throw up many times.
It wasn't just
once.
The whole way back from that point until we got back into Reno, that's just what was happening.
I think what happened when we got back, you said, Jordan, don't look on the side of the car. Don't look on my side of the car. And I didn't, and then I think you drove it back to I don't know how we even got back, now I think about it.
But at this point, I was really a little concerned on what was wrong with me, because that is not motion sickness for me. Like, that doesn't ever happen. And so I was like, I think I'm sick, but how did I get sick so fast? And then I like had some suspicions that it was dehydration. Right. So I thought, backing up a little bit, I thought that drinking water would help immediately. But apparently when you get to a point where you're so dehydrated that you have to like slowly replenish. That's not like a drink a bottle of water and you're okay.
Yeah, which makes sense.
Yeah, and so I had reached that point. It was probably it was a dangerous level of dehydration probably. By the time we did get back to the hotel though, I actually was feeling a little bit better, enough that I could walk into the hotel room okay. And I told my parents what happened, and I was like, I'm just gonna be sipping on this water. So I stayed up a little extra just to sip on water, and by the next morning I was completely fine. So I'm 99.99% sure it was severe dehydration.
Yeah, but that moment after that, I feel like our relationship was just kind of different at that point. When you're in a relationship, you think about eating in front of somebody feels weird, or doing certain things in front of somebody like you're like self-conscious about. Well, after that, all of that was pretty much just out the window, and it was like we had been through something together.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was like probably a lot more embarrassing on my part, but I was so sick, I didn't even care. I do remember the most embarrassing part was rolling into, we should have gotten a car, why didn't we get a car wash? Anyway, we rolled this
Didn't
car
want to spend
in.
the money.
Hope they don't ask any questions. Cause it was all down the side of the outside of the car.
But now we're together after that, right? If you're in a relationship or married, comment down below what moment it was that you knew that the person was the one, or just different.
Or just a really weird experience like that.
or just a straight up weird experience. That is a weird memory, but it is also a very cherished memory to
It
me.
really is. Like, even though I literally felt like I was dying, like it was excruciatingly painful. So drink your water. But I look back at that trip as being like one of the best trips that we took together.
Yeah, that was fun. Are you getting choked up or are you coughing?
I don't know. Are you getting choked up? Are you coughing? Either way, I'm getting choked.